The wind was cold that night. The entire hospital hall smelled of antiseptic and despair. 18-year-old Adannaya sat beside her mother's bed, her fingers tightly locked with the frail hands that once held her through life's storms. 2 years of hospitals, prayers, tests, hope, and heartbreak had drained the family. Her mother, Mrs. Debussy, was once full of life and laughter, a woman whose presence could light up an entire room. But sickness had robbed her of her strength, leaving her clinging to life with every breath. Mr. Debussy stood quietly by the bedside, holding back tears as he watched his wife's chest rise and fall with effort. He had tried everything: doctors, specialists, spiritual interventions, even traditional remedies, but nothing seemed to work. His world, once colorful with joy and love, now seemed gray and motionless. Adannaya leaned closer and whispered, "Mummy, remember how you said you'll dress me up on my wedding day? That you'll wear all the clothes I picked, and we'll dance like we're the brides?" Despite the pain on her face, her mother managed to smile. "I remember, my baby. I haven't forgotten. I'll still dress you up, look very beautiful, and dance on your wedding day." They both laughed, even with tears in their eyes. But that laughter was short-lived. The machines began to beep inconsistently. The nurses rushed in, and time seemed to slow. Her mother gripped both their hands with the last of her strength and whispered her final words, "I'll always be with you in your happy and sad moments. I'm not leaving you." Then silence. Cold, painful silence. The funeral, months later, was quiet and dignified. People cried, some gave long speeches. But for Adannaya and her father, it all felt like a horrible dream they were waiting to wake from. After the burial, life continued, but nothing felt normal. Adannaya cried herself to sleep and could only find rest with sleeping pills. Her father, although deeply pained, tried to stay strong for her, often wearing a forced smile while wiping away tears when alone. She resumed school but lost interest in everything. Her grades dropped. Her laughter was gone, her joy buried with her mother. But slowly time began to patch her broken heart, not heal it entirely, but enough to keep her moving. One night, while walking back to her hostel around 8 p.m. after visiting a friend, a black car suddenly pulled up beside her. The driver gestured at her, pretending to ask for directions. Something about the situation felt wrong. She started walking fast, walking faster. Suddenly, 2 men jumped out from the car and began to chase her. Adannaya ran as fast as her legs could carry her, heart pounding in her chest like a drum. She heard their footsteps gaining on her. Then, out of nowhere, she heard the men shouting frantically, "I've left her. I've left her, okay? Leave me. Let's go." Their voices trembled with fear. She didn't stop running, didn't look back, only stopped when she reached her hostel and locked the door behind her. Confused and trembling, she sat on the floor, trying to piece together what had just happened. Why did they suddenly stop? Who was hitting them? Who were they talking to? She wanted to call her dad, but stopped herself, not wanting to worry him. The next morning, she still felt like it was a dream. The fear lingered, but so did the mystery. Something or someone had scared those men away. Years passed. Adannaya graduated with honors despite the emotional hurdles. On her graduation day, as she stood among friends taking pictures, she suddenly froze. In the crowd, a woman stood smiling at her. She looked just like her mother. Same eyes, same smile. Adannaya blinked and pushed through the crowd to find her. But when she reached the spot, no one was there. Her heart raced. Was she seeing things again? Was it her imagination? Or was it something else? Back home, her father still hadn't remarried. He poured all his love and attention into his daughter. Even when Adannaya encouraged him to consider companionship, he always smiled and said, "What do I need another wife for when I have you here?" "But one day I'll get married, Dad," she would always reply. "I'll live with my husband and you'll be here all alone. I don't want you to feel lonely." Time moved forward, and a new chapter opened when Adannaya began working for a reputable company owned by her father's old friend. It was there she met Ikenna, a calm, intelligent, and respectful young man who had come for an official assignment. Their connection was instant. What started as light friendship slowly blossomed into something deeper. 6 months later, Ikenna proposed in the most surprising yet beautiful way. Adannaya cried tears of joy as she accepted. Their families rejoiced, and wedding plans began almost immediately. Mr. Nebuisi felt a mixture of happiness and sorrow. His little girl was about to start her own family. As proud as he was, he couldn't help but wish his beloved wife was alive to witness the moment they had both dreamt about. As the wedding day drew closer, Adannaya became visibly withdrawn. She often stared into space. Her smile faded. When asked, she would only reply, "I just miss my mom so much." Things would be easier if she were here. Her mother's sisters tried their best to comfort her. "Even though she's not here physically, we are here for you," they'd say. But Adannaya couldn't shake the sadness. She kept remembering the promise her mom made, to dress her up and dance with her on her wedding day. The night before her wedding, she had a dream so vivid it made her wake up in tears. In the dream, her mother was in her room, helping her get dressed, laughing and talking like nothing had changed. Just before dawn, her aunt, Nika, her father's younger sister, rushed into her room. She looked breathless and excited. "Annie, what is it?" Adannaya asked. "Your mom visited me last night," she whispered, pulling her out of bed. "She told me to go to her old room and look in her black box. She said there's jewelry there you must wear tomorrow. She also said to make sure you're alone in your room before you start dressing up." Adannaya stared at her aunt in shock. She hadn't told anyone about her dream. "I saw her too. In my dream she was dressing me up," she whispered, her voice shaking. Aunt Nika asked, "Did she promise she'll dress you up on your wedding day?" Adannaya said yes. Aunt Nika nodded. "Now it makes sense. Maybe she wants to fulfill her promise then." Later that morning, Aunt Nika went to the room. Just as described, hidden deep in the black box were the beautiful pieces of jewelry she once cherished. She brought them to Adannaya with tears in her eyes. As makeup artists and friends bustled into her room, Adannaya sat unsure of what to do. The room was full, chaotic with excitement. Then Aunt Nika walked in and firmly asked everyone to excuse them for a moment. Reluctantly, they stepped out. She leaned close to Adannaya and whispered, "I'll leave you now. She's coming." Once alone, Adannaya stood still, her heart pounding. What if nothing happens? What if Aunt Nika was only imagining things? Then she saw it. A figure, clear, calm, smiling, her mother. "Mummy?" she whispered. Her mother smiled and nodded. Adannaya ran to hug her, but couldn't feel her arms. She could hear her, see her, but couldn't touch her. "Why can't I hold you?" she asked, sobbing. "Because I'm not of this world anymore. I wasn't even supposed to talk to you. But I was allowed just for today," her mother said. "I miss you. We miss you so much," Adannaya cried. "I know. I've seen it all," her mother replied gently. "He's a good man, and he loves you dearly, too." Adannaya smiled. "I know, Mum. And your dad. Tell him to remarry. Tell him to let someone love him again. For me." Adannaya nodded. "I'll tell him." "Now," her mother said with a smile, "let's get you dressed as fast as possible." 40 minutes passed. Outside the room, people grew restless. "Why is she still inside?" the stylist and her friends asked. "Is she okay?" "We're running late." "She's fine," Aunt Nika said calmly, blocking them from the door. "Please don't disturb her." They were patient at first, but ran out of patience. They were about to insist when the door opened. Adannaya stood at the door, fully dressed, makeup perfect. Jill beautifully tied, jewelry glowing. Everyone froze. How did you do this?" the stylist asked in disbelief. "You didn't let me touch your face. Even that gel. No one could tie it like this without help." Adannaya only smiled, looked at her aunt, and they shared a knowing glance. She responded and said to them, "I'm ready now. Shall we?" Everyone looked at her and looked at each other surprised. The wedding went beautifully. Joy filled the air. As she danced with her husband, she felt light, whole. Her promise with her mother had been fulfilled. That night she told her father her mother's message. Tears streamed downe Mr. Dubussy's face. "Then I will," he whispered. "If that's her wish, I'll try again." The secret of that special morning remained between Adannaya and Aunt Nek, a sacred memory. And deep in her heart, Adannaya would always remember. Her mother kept her word. She did dress her on her wedding day, and she did dance through her daughter's smile, her strength, and the whisper of the wind that circled them on that unforgettable day. Now we have come to the end of another beautiful story. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more interesting stories. See you next time. Bye for now.